Okay, I'm back with another episode of ELAVI Truth TV. This episode is called, Why Did My Ex Falsely Accuse Me of Rape? Now, very, very sensitive topic. Very, lot of stigma around the topic. But it's important for me to talk about this because the channel's about truth, it's about my truth. I'm going to be going to a lot of different things, but because so many people suffer with this in the context of the family court, I think it's important to analyse it. Now, ultimately, I haven't got the answer yet as to why these allegations were made. I'm going to be speculating in future videos as I produce evidence, and ELAVI Truth TV isn't just about the topics that happen to me in my life. I'm trying to relate the topics that happen to me in my life to other people, men who might be suffering, fathers who might be suffering, and people like this has been affected now. So I'm going to be focusing on the traits, the psychological traits that women who do this have. And I'm going to use some high-profile cases to look at women who have made false allegations of rape and other allegations, and straight away we're going to go in.
A promising college football player's life dreams shattered as he was falsely accused of rape. His accuser, 19-year-old Nikki Jovino, told police that she went to a party where two football players forced her to have sex in a bathroom. She later admitted that she had sex willingly and was afraid that if she admitted that, another student wouldn't want to date her. Malik St. Hilaire speaks out here exclusively tonight for the first time about the case. But first, Trace Gallagher live in our West Coast newsroom with the backstory here. Hi, Trace.
Hi, Martha. At the time, Nikki Jovino was attending Sacred Heart University in Fairfield, Connecticut. She claimed the incident happened at an off-campus party, that two Sacred Heart football players pulled her into a bathroom, took turns holding her down, and sexually assaulted her. Jovino claims she repeatedly told the men she didn't want to be there, that she had friends waiting for her outside, and to please let her go. Both men admitted having sex with her, but said it was consensual. The players were not arrested, but one lost his scholarship, and both say they were pressured to leave school while they awaited disciplinary action. Then Nikki Jovino drastically changed her story, admitting in a sworn statement that she made the whole thing up because, quote, it was the first thing that came to mind and she didn't want to lose another male student as a friend and potential boyfriend. The document goes on to say Jovino hoped that when the other student heard the allegation, it would, quote, make him angry and sympathetic to her. Jovino.
Okay. What I want to talk about quickly here, before we go back to this story, is this individual who made the false allegations here was motivated by gaining sympathy. Victim. She wanted to show herself as a victim, obviously, but she believed by destroying one person's life, she could gain sympathy from other potential boyfriends. And I would like to suggest that those other potential boyfriends that she was trying to gain the sympathy of are basically potential victims. Let's go back.
Malik St. Hilaire, one of the players wrongly accused, says he spent 18 months trying to keep his name out of the news, but finally he felt compelled to appear at the sentencing to talk about the significance of Jovino's actions. Watch.
My life has been altered and shaped in ways that nobody here could have imagined. I just hope that, you know, she knows what she's done, and the fact that my life will never be the same. Like, I have anxiety, I have, like, PTSD from this.
Jovino made more headlines during her sentencing by appearing to roll her eyes and smirk several times. Her attorney claims she was simply moving her eyes in innocuous ways, adding that she was forced to stand in handcuffs for 30 minutes and couldn't get her hair out of her eyes. He called reports of her bad behavior a manufactured storyline.
Wow. Now this is just shocking to me that this person, the accuser, is actually showing no emotion and laughing. She looks like she actually doesn't have the time to be in this court proceedings. She looks like she's indifferent to the suffering and damage that she's caused. Now, the reason I'm pointing this out is because when I was first told about the false allegations of rape, I was in a court situation. It was just after Mother's Day, and as was done, should I say, when I was with my ex-partner, I would obviously buy my children presents for her birthday or Mother's Day so that the children could give presents to her, and she would do the same. So while court proceedings were going on, I wasn't with her at this time, I sent the children cards to give to their mother. I felt it would be a good gesture. The day after this incident, or the day after Mother's Day, should I say, not the day after I sent, no, the day after Mother's Day, I was in court and first heard the allegations. The allegations floored me, shocked. I couldn't, it was like everything went into slow motion. I couldn't keep up with what was going on around me. I'd have a judge here talking about these allegations and how serious they were. And I looked at my ex-partner and she was very similar to this person. No emotion at all. And it was shocking to me, because the person I believed I knew wasn't capable of those kind of lies. And this is what I think shocks many men in these situations. They have fooled themselves into believing that the person they're with is another way. And because of their use of the kind of victim mentality, which would have gone on for the entirety of their lives, which we'll come to with a later clip in this, which is their modus operandi of operating. That's the way they operate in every situation. They're looking to create a situation in which they are the victim, to gain power, to gain sympathy and power. It's kind of like duping people around you, and it is. Okay, let's go back in.
High school, you were a wide receiver, most valuable player, team captain, right? Serious about what you were doing. So you go to college, you go to this off-campus party, and like that, your life has changed. What was your reaction when you heard what she was accusing you of?
Well, to be honest, it was crazy. That was the biggest type of accusation somebody can make. Like, the only thing close to that is murder. And that was just to have a sister and a mother and just people that I care about, and somebody to accuse me of that. It was life-changing, because, you know, people don't look at you the same way. People don't talk to you. People, you know, everybody, especially because of how everything played out, I didn't even have a chance to even clear myself. So automatically I'm looked at as something and someone, and
you
that
felt
I'm not.
like everyone automatically believed her?
No, not automatic. People that knew me, they knew better. You know, but just.
Now, it's so important to listen to the effects that it had on this individual's life, and the effects it had with no evidence at all, just the word of one person. Automatically believed by the majority of people, or at least suspicion, negative suspicion is there. No smoke without fire, right? He said that close people, which is the same as what happened to me, people who knew me, knew that it wasn't the case. It could not have been the case. And I think what saved me in the context of these false allegations in my life were the fact that her stories became more and more unbelievable, and not being able to remember when that incident happened, where it happened. And in my case, because these happened in the family court proceedings, I I think the family court promotes these kinds of allegations. Barristers, solicitors do this. So again, what kind of person is totally indifferent to the suffering that they're causing to an individual? And it comes back to narcissism, a narcissistic individual, but somebody also who has the ability to put themselves across in life in a way that is a mask. It's a mask. They're wearing a mask. And I'm going to go to another case to show this, and then I'll come back. Let's go in.
Dan Jones is an honest and hard-working bloke, the product of an equally decent family. 8 years ago, he met the woman he thought he'd spend the rest of his life with. Her name is Sarah Jane Parkinson. Together, she and Dan planned their wedding and started building a house. But just as life was looking so good, Parkinson started making up vile stories about her fiancé. She went to police, accusing Dan of despicable domestic violence and rape. He strenuously denied the allegations, but to no avail. It would take 6 long years and cost hundreds of thousands of dollars before the truth was finally revealed, that the woman Dan thought loved him wasn't a victim, but a pathological liar. Dan Jones lived every man's nightmare. Falsely accused of rape by the woman who claimed to love him.
You've gone from meeting this innocent, sweet girl to this premeditated monster.
Sarah Jane Parkinson had a big smile and a little girl's voice.
When Daniel attacked me.
Which hid a wicked heart.
Absolutely shocking story. But the point of this story is the fact that this person, this individual here, this man, he didn't know anything. He believed the person loved him. Similar to my situation. And although I would see stuff throughout the relationship that were lies, because of this persona of innocence, this persona of, I mean, for instance, the mother of my children has a lovely smile. She's very mild-mannered, looks like butter wouldn't melt. And although I saw lies throughout the relationship that would cause a lot of problems, I kind of overlooked it because of the children and because I think I wanted to believe that this person was a good person. Check this out.
She was very kind of girly and cute and innocent and very kind of a little bit old-fashioned as well. Like she always, dressed very nicely. She always wore, nice dresses and like frocks and all that kind of thing.
She was immaculate. Her dress, her appearance, her manners, everything was just perfect.
A pathological liar and somebody who is able to not just put on a mask, but live the mask. And what I find with people like this, I've mentioned the term narcissist, what I found in the case of the mother of my children is that it's when the mask is going to slip, when the world that they've created is going to be challenged, that the attack of lies comes about. And that's why a lot of the times from the women who do this in the family court, that's why it happens very much in the family court. When it first happened to me at the time, I thought I was the only person it happened to, but since my first family court proceedings, I've spoken to many fathers who this has happened to. I've also spoken to many mothers of sons that this has happened to. And like the football player was saying earlier, it affects everyone. It affects everyone, these kind of lies. But within the family court system, it does give them an upper hand. Now, I want to look at one other case of how this stuff can affect people's lives. And then I want to look at a recent case of a celebrity, so-called celebrities, making allegations. Let's go in again.
So imagine everything you have ever worked for, your education, your family, your future, gone in the blink of an eye. It happened to Brian Banks when he was just 16 years old. Take a look. Football star Brian Banks dominated the field as a high school linebacker and had accepted verbally a full scholarship to USC. But then the unthinkable happened when he was accused and convicted of raping a classmate.
I was a 16-year-old boy taken away from my mom, my freedom, my football team, my family. July 25th was the first day that I stepped foot in Chino State Prison.
I am lucky because this didn't happen to me. But I came very close to going to prison for the rape allegations. And if I didn't have my wits about me, maybe I would have been like these people. Because the police are very eager to put people in prison, as we see from the case in Australia and the American case. Many men have had their lives totally destroyed. And the effects that the rape allegations had on me, you know, lost me a place at university. I was doing a master's at the time. She went to the university with those lies, and it was horrendous. It was horrendous. And in a later video, I'm going to go into how the police supported her in her lies over a long time. And I will zero in on the actual interview that was given to me. I've got the interview recording. However, I've lost the password because password corrected. So I'm going to have to get the password for that so I can make a kind of follow-up video on this. And there's going to be also videos on the nature of narcissists, because a narcissist, wow. We'll go into that. But let's go to the final case in my new video.
Ryan, I've got a clean towel. I've got a little towel that I'm going to use.
Oh! Woman beater.
Go on, what?
Bloody hurt.
Did it, sorry?
I was going to ask if you want your washing on, but I might shrink him instead. I might shrink them.
Big brother, that hurt. Can you call me to the diary room, please?
This is Big Brother. Would Roxanne come to the diary room?
I'd need to talk to somebody about something that's just happened that's made me feel really uncomfortable.
There was no malice and hurt or anger in anything that I did.
Can't believe you're letting somebody stay that's done that.
Are you alright?
No, I'm not. It wasn't play fighting.
Show me here what he did. Oh, no!
Yes! Yes!
Don't, just do it on me. You don't do that.
This is why women don't say anything, because it's like turned around.
Just trust me. I would never, ever, 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 ever do anything like that. But I know what she's doing to me.
He's lying. He's lying.
Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry,
He's
don't cry.
lying. He's trying to manipulate them in thinking that I'm making this up. I'm not making it up. And he's tarnishing my reputation by saying this is an act.
Wow. Can you see how this person, Roxanne Pellet, I think her name is, her career is ended now because luckily for the actor in this situation, and can I say, I'm not down with the whole Big Brother celebrity thing. I think the whole program is fake and these people go on there just to, you know, these programs program us with nonsense. And but sometimes we as people are drawn into these sagas. And this is one time that interested me because of the issues here and how a person that is a narcissist and a professional victim, how it backfired on her spectacularly. So what really interests me about this was where she said she was able to turn this around, even though there was evidence there, turn this around to make this look as if she was really the victim and he was victim shaming. The point where he said, this is why women don't speak out. Wow. Wow. In effect, women like this are the reason why sometimes true victims are not believed. Or, it's shocking. But let's bring this full circle now. And I want to finally just tell the people that where this has happened in the family court, why I believe a narcissistic woman would do this in the family court. And over the period of time where I've fought back and attacked the allegations, because like the men in this have said, when the allegation first comes, the allegation is enough to destroy your whole life. It floors you. You can't, you're punching smoke. And in the case of Roxanne Pellet, if it hadn't been filmed, it wouldn't have been her career over. It would have been the male actor, Ryan, whatever his second name is, I'm not sure. Yeah, him. He would have been ruined. Now, in the family court, there's never evidence really. It's one person's word against the other. And I think mothers like this who, especially those who want to take the father out of the picture of the lives of the children completely and really break the bond that the father has with the children. The reason for rape allegations is this. One, as you can see, the allegation makes you a high-level victim, because any woman that has been raped, it is one of the most heinous crimes. So therefore, she deserves sympathy. She deserves looking after, healing, if that's possible. But in the case of somebody who's making a false allegation in the family court, what they're able to do is, firstly, destroy the father. And secondly, which is almost demonic in my eyes, is destroy the bond that the children has with the father, because they become, the children, once they believe that or understand that they are, because in my case, the mother tried to perpetuate the lie that my children were actually the product of rape. Shocking. But the second reason is, if the children believe that they are a product of rape, this will at once destroy the bond. They will want to eradicate the part of them that is their father. Disgusting. So they become both the protector of their mother as they grow and the annihilator of the father. But you can't destroy something that's in you without destroying yourself. So the children ultimately become damaged, and the lie has a profound effect on them. I don't know how much of an effect it has on my children, and that's why I fight. Because every day that slips away, the indoctrination that is placed on the children increases. So to bring this to an end, I hope this has helped men going through the family court system. Only recently, another parent took his life, and this isn't a thing that is rare. I might have to do a video on that actually, how many people commit their commit suicide in the family court system. This will be a powerful video actually, and I'll have to do some research on that. For now, I'm going to sign out, and I'm going to say to the men that have been affected by this phenomena of false accusations of rape, false allegations of rape, fight it. Don't let it destroy you. That is the reason. And the final thing I'd like to say, which will be highlighted in some of my future videos and will tie into the reason I went to the family court in the beginning, because there are specific reasons that I want to share with people, and hopefully it would reflect patterns within their case. The final thing is this. Once you take the father away, the protective element away from children, they're open to all kinds of negative behaviour, and the system that we live in has no real love for the children. If we look around, we can see this, the rise in knife crime, and I'm going to go into that as well, that I believe is a result of fatherless Britain. And there's so much to go into. But there is also the demonic rise of the paedophilia. And this is also a topic that I'm going to go hard into, because the people out there don't seem to know what's happening to our children. So yeah, there's so many elements to go into, so I'm going to cut it off here. I'm going to say thank you to my subscribers. I don't have a massive amount of subscribers at the moment, because my agenda isn't to get massive amounts of subscribers. My agenda is to reach the people that resonate with me and my story, and allow me into their lives. That might be a small amount of people, but that is a precious type of person. So it's about quality subscribers, not quantity subscribers. Yeah. So I'm letting people choose if they want to subscribe. I'm not going to be on about, oh, get on that, get on that. No. Let's chill on that. Bye for now. Live your life and fight for the children